Hello, Kristen, and welcome to your natal chart reading. So, first and foremost, I'm going to get rid of this panel because I hate it. So, welcome to your natal chart reading. Thank you for your patience. All of your information is here. I double checked. Even just saying that right now made me nervous. Like, do I need to check again? But I think I'm good. I wrote it down yesterday. So, anyways, we are getting into this thing here, this pie, pizza, cookie compass thing, which is the blueprint for your life as Kristen, because Kristen has many different names, races, religions, genders, even things from plant to animal over the course of hundreds or possibly even thousands of years. So, this thing we're looking at is the culmination of your experience as it has been developed on Earth. Your draconic chart is actually the base print with which you started. This is proof that you have developed, right? So every planet on here, every house holds a certain energy that explains your soul story. That's what we're going to be getting into today. So you have a storyline that you picked for this life. What is that storyline? Ascendant in Capricorn. Your ascendant, your rising, that's the story arc. There are only 12 of those, so you can only mix it up so much on this journey. I find that that's really helpful for everybody to know that. You are taking the path of the entrepreneur, not just any entrepreneur, but the well-known entrepreneur. 28 degrees is a fame degree. Typically connected to Cancer, right? Because Cancer is the millionaire. But also this 28 degrees in Capricorn is a household name. Over here, you have your sun at 29 degrees, which is another fame degree, but you have it in Cancer, which is another millionaire thing. So I feel like that's important for you to know also. So you're taking the path of the entrepreneur, the mogul, the person who makes money doing multiple things, but mainly just being known as a business person is important. You can put your hand in anything. This is the path that you will be taking from the beginning to the end of your days. Now, on this path, you have a backlight, which represents where you've been, what you've been doing all this time, right? And then you have a forward light that is leading you to the new path, the way out of the game. For you, why is it not on here? Hold on. That just upset me. Hold on, maybe that won't. Here we go. I got to go back because where's your backlight? That's your south node, by the way. I like calling it fancy stuff, descendant node. Can't believe I did that one. So, all right, let's jump in here again. Now I can be dramatic properly. So, your south node is where you're coming from, what you've already done really well, and what you will likely start doing in this life, just so you can realize why you didn't want to do it again and move forward. For you, it was being a healer. Um, Being a healer at home, somebody like uh, who gave out treatments to people, it seems. And I'm going to say that because with your South Node and Eighth, you're coming from owing a debt and you were paying back your debt through healing your family in this life. Chances are that was probably the case in another life. You were weeding out your karma from them because the thing that gets me about this is coming from this house. This is the house of debt. You just got out of like soul prison, is the easy way to say that. What were you in soul prison for? Your family and what they were doing as royalty. Okay, that's always good to know. But in this life, you were meant to come from healing your family, likely through your own branch, to moving forward, chasing your flashlight through earning money with your gifts of intuition, uh, your imagination, especially. You're coming to get a chance at those pearly gates again. That's what the second node. Damn, I'm fucking shit up. The second house north node means you came to get a chance to get away from your bad karma through doing something that creates a new system of values for you. Before it was family over anything, and that was like even when your family was telling you to do bad stuff. So you've learned maybe your family is not all right in this life, and you are learning how to do things on your own. Not being under control of other people's money was an issue for you. Like they held you by their purse strings in other lives, and that caused you to accrue some karma. This is backed up by the fact that your Mars, which is your drive, is in Aries. Aries is the Martian draconian energy. So there was a bit of a brutish behavior that came from your family and other lives too. So, with that being said, now that you know you're taking the path of the entrepreneur and you're going to get there by using your intuition and your gifts and the things that come to you in your dreams, all your business ideas are made to come to fruition. I'm going to go around this whole chart and explain all the other little pieces so you can get a better understanding of your character. Like, what is your motivation for this life? What are you doing? Because you'll continue to play other characters after this, likely. Um, But it's really important to get balls deep in this character because this looks like a blast. This is your time for freedom, working your way from under your family's shadow. Was that dramatic enough for you? So, getting started with this first house. This is the first house of self, who you are on a surface level, how you appear to other people, what they see when they first see you, your ego, the main part of your character. This is what you're attached to because it's who you feel like you are this life, right? So for you, outside shell, this is, I don't want to say rigid, but a lot of people see Capricorn risings as rigid, serious, mature, right? But that's only what you show people when you're first getting to know them, because underneath this is a whole rebel. As a matter of fact, your unique genius, which is this palace, right? The place where you connect dots and stuff is through communities, through the internet, through other people. You understand humanity, and this makes you the rebel, the anarchist, the person who wants to make a difference for the sake of humans. You want to fight for the underdog. This also means that sometimes you go through changes where you want to be a little bit more outlandish in your appearance, as opposed to this Capricorn energy that is just the shell here. Underneath, there's a whole like alien. And then at the end of this, because you have 3 levels of energy here, which means that you'll go through 2 different tiers of life as you're paying back that karma, right? One part of your karma will have to do like the first 18 and a half, 19 years, right, with your family that you came with. And then after that, everything has to do with the partnerships and the family that you create going forward. This Pisces energy right here at the end of the first house means you go through another time when you just sort of walk around like Gandhi, I want to say. You just are peaceful and picking up everybody's energy and sharing messages and stuff. And that is actually the energy that is going to lead you into this second house, which is where you're headed in this life, of developing your values and earning money for yourself. With Pisces in second, this is like earning money through marine biology, working with sea animals, photography, dancing, anything that allows you to bring your imagination into this realm. Films, poetry, psychic stuff, also just anything that lets you make your imagination become a tangible thing. You are driven by self. And that's great because you're a Capricorn rising. So you're driven by the fact that you want to make a name for yourself. You want a legacy. You want to be known for what you do. This also means you have some drive to make some money. You are your conduit, if you will. So if you don't get up and do it, it doesn't come to you because you are bound to that. Because in many other times, you did not have to get up and do it per se, but you really wanted the opportunity. It's like you were one of those children of rich families where you got like passed around in marriage. So you never had a chance to get a job for yourself or to actually do anything. You were backed into a corner like, hey, be a lady. You know what I mean? So it's very important in this life that you had your own drive to work towards what you wanted, which is a blessing. So this Aries energy, which controls your first house, goes into your third house. So in your communications, you have 2 different levels here. You either give it to them hard, because Nicki Minaj has this. Aries and third, your mind is the mind of a warrior or a soldier. You're not going to let anybody get over on you. And that's important because being in the business world, you need that energy. But then underneath, that second tier over here is the Taurus, slow to anger. You have a beautiful voice. You might have something unique and significant about your voice, but you are also always mediating in your conversations. There might have been a time in your life where you were ready to spark off or ready to fight all the time for yourself, but eventually you get to this point where you find so much peace within yourself. You don't even do that. You don't even need to. Like you're too rich for this shit. It's the energy that this is giving going forward. So at your core, the IC, which is who you are when nobody else is around, right? Who you are at home, what most people would know you in your family as, is connected to your roots, your family lineage, your ancestry, your family DNA, right? In this fourth house. For you, it's 17 degrees Taurus. That is a famous royal family, which I was touching on earlier. In this life, in this translation, it probably means like you had a pretty decent childhood, so to speak. Used a lot of imagination, very grounded could be the case. Also, it's not necessarily something that stands out to you that made you or would have made you think, hey, my family used to do horrible things for money, right? Because over here we have Jupiter, which is your guardian angel, right? But also where you grow the most, where you expand. And for you, it was through learning at home. So there's part of your childhood, quite possibly, or this could be your future place where home is sort of your library, your school. You live in your imagination, you live in your story creating. So that could be something you look into. You might be great at writing or coming up with pitches for other people's businesses or pitches for your business because you're going to have multiple, is my feeling here. This Gemini energy is the energy of the student to teacher, the person that learns, speaks, and shares. So your house will represent that in the future, or it has at some time in the past. But you definitely started off with the, I don't want to say silver spoon, because that's not, it doesn't have to be the case. But with you having Taurus in the fourth, it's like you had a steady understanding of your household dynamics. So this Gemini energy goes into your fifth house. The fifth house is the house ruled by Leo. This is a representation of who you are as a unique individual. If you were free, what would you be doing with yourself? And for you, it would be learning. That's why you find the most value. And that's what's going to make you an entrepreneur, because Venus and Gemini means earning money through multiple things. Media could be one, magazines, anything with words. Like your words are your gift, is what this is saying to me. And your ability to change and relate to anybody. Like you can take an information and then match your information with theirs and have a conversation. Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes people can't reach a middle ground, but you're very good at seeing other people's views. The thing that is triggering here is your Chiron. Your Chiron is the wound that you are meant to heal in order to help other people heal their wounds. For you, it's in Cancer. So something about your family, something in regards to your childhood, definitely your inner child, your sensitivity. Maybe that was seen as something that was like holding you back, or something that other people poked around them. But your sensitivity in the way you speak is what you're working on, essentially. Like pushing past the fact that at some point somebody hurt your self-expression in your family. Maybe they didn't understand your questions or the way your mind worked, because you have a very intricate mind with this going on here. But overcoming this wound will allow you to talk to other people. It'll allow you to share what you need to share, which is really important here, because you got this energy of you having words that need to be said. So this Cancer energy of caring, that maternal energy, the energy that connects back to your family, is a part of your sixth house. So this means on a day-to-day basis, what you need in order to keep your body functioning, but also what you'll be doing to be of service to other people, is sharing your mind as a mom, pretty much. Because Mercury is representative of your mind. With your mind in Cancer, you're always thinking about family, things to improve the family, things to improve the household, ways to care for yourself, especially ways to care for other women, the divine feminine. This is big maternal energy. Like I would imagine something like this. You'd be like, I don't want to say creating tampons that don't like cause toxic shock syndrome, but something like that that is going to improve stuff for women. It's like you're going to have one big business that allows you to branch off and do all of the other ones, is what this is feeling like through what you share, what you learn. This is certainly you coming to help the divine feminine karmically, because it seems like a lot of stuff that came through to you. And I was feeling like at first you were the wife, but it feels like sometimes you might have been the husband too. And the main parts of your karma are coming from when you were like under like your family's foot, right? As a dude, but like you had to marry who they wanted you to marry. You had to make money the way they wanted you to make it. You know, that real like Prince William type energy. Like you have no choice but to do what we say, or you're excommunicated, is what this is feeling like. And that's what you're balancing out now through your femininity, or being feminine here. So this Cancer energy, that got interesting, right? Which is where your sun is, who you are as a person, goes into the seventh house. The seventh house, it's all about your partnerships, the people that you are in one-on-one relationships with, and especially your marriage and any contract. So for you, um, I don't want to say you're a mom to your husband, but you're very nurturing, you're very caring. There's like a deep rooted nurturing in that relationship. But this also means, because the seventh house is the house of the public eye, that in the public eye, you are a mom to people who don't have a mom, who probably didn't learn a lot of the things that you believe come naturally to you, or just were a part of your life. Like, for instance, if you knew to brush your teeth and do your hair in the morning, and you knew to also do it at nighttime as a part of maintenance, there might have been somebody who grew up and they didn't know, oh, we're supposed to brush our teeth more than one time a day. Never thought that. Revolutionary. Is that sort of thing. That's how simple this is being set up for you. It's just the stuff that you use to keep yourself afloat and together on a day-to-day basis that need to be taught, or you finding some sort of invention or way that makes it easier for other people. But essentially, you are shining as yourself out here in the world. So the next energy you have over here is the Leo, which means that you're very creative in your relationships, very stylish, very dramatic also. But the main thing you want to focus on here is this Virgo energy. You have a bit of analysis paralysis. Like you can You recognize perfected systems, so therefore it's hard for you to allow yourself to make mistakes, but even more so, it's harder for you to allow your partner to make mistakes. You hold your partner to the same standard which you hold yourself, which is what you have to look out for, because Lilith is your dark feminine energy, your sting. And so be aware that sometimes in sharing your information and wanting to get it out so bad, you might be pushy at times. It's not because you care, but like, just watch that. So this Virgo energy, of the healer, of the person who's connecting words in order to help others be more organized, is the way I want to say this, goes into your 8th house of transformation. This 8th house is all about all the heavy stuff in life: sex, death, inheritances, taxes, real estate, earning money through your investments, right? For you, that's where you're starting in this life, where you are coming from in the last life, being a healer of difficult things. Now, the second tier of life is through partnership, learning about all of those subjects, being a partner. And for you, that probably has to do with the Leo part, you being creative and how you earn your assets, how you build your assets over time, because Libra rules this 7th house. So all this energy here goes together circularly, because this is a 360 degrees circle, like the planet we are stuck on. So this Libra energy of the partnership goes into the 9th house. This 9th house is all about things that you experience out in the real world, everything that you learned outside of the place you grew up, 2 hours or more away, right? This has some significance. Look at that 29 degrees again, going along, something about your mom and dad being well known, or you getting the skills from them to become well known. But this 29th degree moon in Libra means if you're already married or whatever, this is a past life partner. This is the person that you wanted to be. This is the very final tier of you guys learning how to make a relationship work together, right? But also that a lot of what you're going to be sharing, it's going to affect people in foreign lands. So that makes sense. You know how I was just saying earlier, like some people don't know they're supposed to brush their teeth twice a day or bathe and all that stuff. Can you imagine somebody in a third world country who had no idea? That is sort of kind of what you'll be doing through sharing information on the internet. Now I'll get to that in a second when we move over to this other house. But you sharing your emotionally guided intuitions with other people. Like there are certain things you'll know to say because they're coming to you at night and you just wake up in the day like, hey, I should do such and such. But it's because your higher self planted it in your subconscious as this is what you're supposed to be doing. So over here, we have your Pluto, which is your power, your transformation. When you learn about what your mission is, or you find a particular cause that ignites you to make a transformation, and by that I mean something that you realize you can transform other people with through your knowledge, is how this is coming out. What do you know about that could change somebody else's life just through you sharing? That is what you're meant to be known as. You have your MC, which is your idea of heaven on earth, your peak of your chart, the beginning of your career house in Scorpio. This means uncovering something, transforming something. And keep in mind, this is what you'll be known as. This is the house of fame, the house of how you appear to the world, and the house that is ruling your chart since you are a Capricorn rising. So it's going to start with you being somebody who is, well, it could be even possibly known for your investments in the future. But here, somebody who is an overcomer is the main thing. Here we have the Sagittarius energy, which rules the 9th house. So once again, that's that foreign land stuff, right? But the optimist, the storyteller, the person who can take all the dark stuff and give you a silver lining through their own personal experience, tales, and philosophies. Those are the two things that you're meant to be known for: your power and your enthusiasm, your inspiration, spiritual guru-ishness, if you will. That Sagittarius energy of the optimist goes into your 11th house. Now, this is important to you because of this Aquarius energy you have over here, intercepted. Intercepted means something that is sucked up because you didn't learn the lesson last time. You didn't learn the balance between being a queen, or being a royal, and being a human. That is what you are learning in this life: how to connect to humans, how to make stuff better for them. Because many lifetimes your life has been amazing and other people have been suffering, but because your life was so good, you were not aware of the suffering. In this life, you're meant to notice everything and feel it deeply. This 11th house rules Aquarius. This is all about the human collective, your soul tribe, your wishes and dreams, the people that you connect to online, and the people who will become your fans. With Sagittarius here, this means foreigners, other people who are really into spirituality, not necessarily religion. That's where your Saturn is, your contract, who you are bound to. You are bound to doing something that you put online. Once you put it online, that's where Uranus is ignited. Uranus is the lightning fast change that takes place in your chart. And for you, Look what this is all connected to. That contract to the internet, that contract to share something online with foreign people goes right here to your Venus. All your money comes from teaching something that you already know to people who have no idea that it even exists and can revolutionize their life. So at the end of that we have Capricorn. This means you belong to a group of business people, entrepreneurs, great thinkers, which makes sense because all of this over here means you are dedicating yourself to a group of people who are far away. Over here, at least they're far away on the internet. You don't have to go anywhere physically. Because over here, this is the 12th house. This is the final house, the wrap, everything left over from your past lives. For you, with Neptune being in 12th, this means your karma comes out through business, what you're doing in work, right? But also your intuition comes out during your dreams for what you're supposed to be doing in your business, for your reputation, to heal your reputation. Also could be the case. This means that you're really intuitive also when you're alone, because this is the 12th house of isolation, hospitals, everything left over from the last life, the cleansing of karma, even if you will, because this is like what you're paying back to get out the game. A lot of your stuff is saying you're just trying to get a chance to get out of spiritual debt, right? And for you, it was all wrapped around legacy, money, restrictions. So everything that has been going on up until this point was so that you became a certain type of person so that you could pass on those traits, the traits of Kristen, onto other people who need those, who have not had that as much. You are helping the struggling people in this life. Like you're a queen that is looking down on her people like, oh my goodness, this cannot be happening to them. I must do something. Yeah, I think that's the way I put it. So thank you so much for this opportunity. And I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. Can't wait to hear your feedback.